Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 live stream. We're back on. We're in the IET, the cucumber. The sort of starting screen there. I couldn't find any. I couldn't find the any sort of thumbnails for it, so I thought I'll stick the West Coast Mainline on there, which is going to be coming out next Tuesday. The Birmingham to Cruise section. Which I believe they are actually streaming tonight. So as soon as this stream ends, it will redirect you over to Dovetail Games for the West Coast Mainline preview. But hopefully everyone's okay. We're going down to Plymouth on this one. We got Donuts and Wesley. You're on Sandpatch Grade. Blimey, that is a route I have not played in about 4 years. Blimey. Anyway, let's get in and get the train set up. Hello James, how are you? Got that. SDL, which actually does work on this route, which is always nice to see. Yeah, all this good stuff. Get it all on. All of it's going on. Yeah, and cab lights, they're over here, aren't they? They do not need to be on. Cab central light, there we go. That's off. AWS, yeah, alright, yeah, there we go. There. Hello Ben, how are you? Welcome in. We'll get that like that. There you go. So we'll get a nice photo for the thumbnail on the journey. As at the moment it's still got the Voyager on it. So how was yesterday? Didn't do much really. I'm on my annual leave at the moment, so I've got until next Monday off. And I've been off since last Friday. So quite nice. Oh, that's not good, James. Hello Ben. Yeah, you're good, that's good. Right, let's get that off. We're going to be calling at Newton Abbot, Totnes and Plymouth. So we're relatively quick. We're only formed of 5 coaches on this one as well. It's quite a little one down from London, this one. What a smart looking train. Right, let's get the doors shut. I think that's, yeah, let's get the doors shut. You're good. Enjoying TSC. Nice. What's your thoughts on the 377/3 and 171 for East Coast Way? Can't wait. Although, I really hope that route gets upgraded in some way. Like TOD4 would be nice. Right, let's go. Not sure what the bell code would be on this one. Hammer off, not driving this train in a while. Lucky you're not driving. Ah, that one's off as well. Out we go. So yeah, fast Newton Abbot, so pretty easy to begin with. That's great. Quick red roof straight to Penzance. You need East Coast Way. Hello Wayne, am I right? Newton Abbot. Nice. That's got a nice big gap. And we're not up on Ivy Bridge either, so should be a good journey ahead of us. Right, let's do a little brake test. Make sure they're working alright. Yeah, they're all good. It'd be quite cool if that was one of the random faults where the brakes could fail. Lovely, James. Hello Andrew, up to 75 once the back of the train passes the board. So not just yet. Well, there are only 5 coaches, so we're not really that long of a train, so we should be passing it about now. Well, yeah, we have. We've gone past it. We're off. Here we go. And the lovely 802. It does have the older lights, yeah. I'll be all over the interior of the 377/3 when it comes out, as they're quite a bit different to the subclasses we have in the game at the moment. The guard panel's different. The emergency cupboard door's different, the toilet door's different. There's lots of different things with the 377/3. Not anymore, James. Yeah, not anymore. Although, yeah, potentially in the game version, we might get the older PIS. Maybe. Probably, as it's backdated. It should be the old one. Can you go back to Train Sim R5? Well, if I wanted to, I could, yeah, we could reinstall it and go back, but there's not really any point. Unless you want to play Peninsula Corridor, the branded version. Hello Terry, how's the route since the latest update? Well, I'm not getting faults every 5 seconds. and temporary speed restrictions now have AWS magnets. So, a bit better. Is there any way I can find all of the keyboard shortcuts for PS5? Does it not come up on the control scheme? Control guide. I suppose it wouldn't, would it, on there? I'll have a look for you, Chris. Hey, David, welcome to Standard Class. Much appreciated. Welcome in. We are going to Plymouth on this run. Probably Jerry, yeah. Probably will be trained for Mod 7 next year. When are they going to start? Don't know. Probably TSWX in the future. Yeah, let me. There was a good forums page I found about the keyboard shortcuts. TSW keyboard shortcuts, keyboard controls. Oh, this is an old one, but this is sort of decent. It's actually by Paul as well. Train simulator driver. Let me send that in the chat. It is the same for console. There you go, Chris. That link there. It's quite old, but it should still be relevant. You love your driving videos, and these loves are next level. Really think your TikTok should get you driving. I mean, that would be fun. That's sort of the plan in future. But we'll see. Hey Sam, so excited for Birmingham Crew. You can't believe you've been a member for over a year, and it has absolutely flown past. I mean, a year and, well, 4 months. It's gone really quick. Too quick. So 100 miles an hour all the way down to when we sort of join up with the estuary, and it comes down to what, 75? A few whistle boards on this part of the route. Not as much on the other half. Any tips to get the game to run smoothly? On PS5. I mean, you're on PS5 as well. I don't do anything. Literally just I always have. I suppose if you want it to run smoothly, maybe turn off some of the layers. But I don't like doing that. But mine's running all right. I'm at 60 FPS. So this is with all the layers on. Well, I suppose for the German route, yeah, maybe turn off some of the layers if you want. I don't like doing it though. Hello East, how are you? Also make sure you've got plenty of storage as well, Chris. And if you're not playing, say, loads of US routes, maybe uninstall them for a bit. That's another way you can make it run smoother, by having less DLC. Oh yes, basically. Hello East. How you doing? 1 week to go. Won't get Birmingham to Crew until next Wednesday. Does look really good. I think all aboard studios are going to do well. Yeah, from some screenshots it looks like a next level. So, and modern day as well, so even better. It always looks smooth. I've got most of the DLCs installed. Most of the DLCs installed always to have the layers on. I'm on PS5 Pro, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. There's the 75. Hello Mason, I'm alright, how are you? Oh nice Chris, plenty of space then for TSW. Do I have Manchester Airport commuter? Does mine work? I do have it. I have not driven it, well not played it since TSW5. So I'm not too sure, Bronco. What's happening with it? Well, I've seen it on there because I checked to see if the Voyager was on there, but it's not yet on PS5. Been raining all day since 2 days ago. Perfect days for gaming then. Cool, let's get a little flyby shot as we follow the estuary along. Just boosted us up in the air a bit. There he goes. Splendid sight. And only a 5 coach as well for a service down from London. Does it split somewhere or? So it's just a short formation. It's your day off college tomorrow, nice Callum. They're always the best days. when will the 5-circle sprinter timetable come out? Absolutely no idea. Although apparently Skyhook have like sent it to. It's on like one of the final stages now. It just needs to basically be like Dovetail needs to be like yes or no to it. I think they put a little update out alongside the roadmap, so it should be soon. Well, it should be. I think we all thought that about a year ago. Yeah, maybe give that a clean out, Chris. But anything which makes the game, well, less intense. So a few less routes on there, if need be. Nice, Callum. What routes are you going to be playing, or just all the routes? Hey, 14 lumps from Callum. That has gone very fast. It always does. It says installed. What platform is that on? PS4, PS5? Hang on, no, that route's only on PS5, isn't it? It's not on PS4. I was going to say, because some of the DLCs, they install PS4 and PS5 edition. If it's not showing... I mean, there used to be a bug where if you had loads of DLC installed, it like wouldn't like show them all. But that bug's been fixed. Maybe reinstall it. That might somehow activate it. Oh, PS5. Not entirely sure why it wouldn't be showing. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can suggest is to reinstall it, sort of turn it off and turn it back on again. Yeah, that's bizarre. Not entirely sure. Looking at a 2 terabyte Xbox card. Have you got every single DLC installed, Bronco? Because yeah, there used to be an issue where if you had loads of DLC installed, sometimes it just they would vanish. Hopefully, Sam. Hopefully, it's been a while, hasn't it? What, to reinstall it? If you go on the menu and then manage game content, and you can press the bin to delete and then download button to. Yeah, but that was all they. What services? What we can use? Well, we'll see the 323 at Crew. I think they terminate at Crew, so we won't be able to drive them. Oh, it shouldn't be any issue then, Railway. That's, yeah, really bizarre. I know it shows on mine, so it hopefully isn't a game bug. Yeah, weird. Right, coming down to 60, coming up to Dawlish. On the Xbox, it tells you to free up space. I think it's going to be unbranded. Oh, freight train. One thing I actually haven't done on this route yet is a freight train. There goes one there. Yes, the recent update fixed that. So you shouldn't get a fault every 2 minutes now, or 2 seconds. As the Voyager was just pants. It was getting an engine issue every couple of seconds, it felt like. Nice, Callum. We're on, what, 1 Charlie 84. A nice evening service to Plymouth. Just go to Plymouth, and then that will be that. Well, the new seawall sort of blocks the train, doesn't it, a bit? Nice. In we go. No speed set on the 802. So I think in real life the LNER 801 has a speed set, but we didn't actually get it in the game. I'm not unsure about the 802 though, whether it's meant to have a speed set or not. Cool. Nice. On the trailer, a 323 was leaving New Street for Wolverhampton. Was that not a West Midlands Railway 323, Mason? Which would come from the Birmingham Cross City route. We're at the very quiet end of the train. In the next 3 to 5 years, Scott Rail are replacing the 318s and the 320s. Still a few years then, dear Malappa. That's good. Been, I think, yeah, went on both of them, I think. When I was in Scotland. Am I going to watch the preview tonight? I probably will. alongside playing some Battlefield, probably. Yeah, I saw someone, it might probably was actually you, East Killer, saying you had a fault like every, like, with 20 pantograph faults or something like that. Crazy. Right, speed has gone up here. Right, actually, yeah, sped up a bit. Well, that comes back down to 60 shortly. Let it naturally come back down. Still got a hole in the hill there. It's sort of up the render distance. Hello Kyle, is there any particular trains or lines you want in the game? Anything southeast or southwest. That sort of region I'd like. Third rail, Electro Stars, lovely. Wow, developer. And still running strongly. Hello Kyle. Nice Sam. So that's the VP185, isn't it? That HST. Through Teignmouth. Just trying to think where we're going to be stopping at Newton Abbot. Is there a separate 5-coach marker, or is it sort of just the one? You missed the paces. When did they go? 2019? Was it 2019, 2020? The paces last year. Been a few years now, isn't it? And we can speed up to 90 shortly as well, so we can get the speed back up. Shouldn't have any issue getting up the grades as we're only 5 coaches. Or the Devon Banks. And again, once this stream ends, it should automatically send you over to the Dovetail Games stream, in which they're going to be doing the West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe, which is particularly exciting. So I'm just going to set that up now, actually. I think it's, there we go, that's the one. There you go, that's all set up. So as soon as this one ends, it will take you straight over to Dovetail Games for their preview of the new West Coast Mainline route, Birmingham to Crewe, which should be awesome. Would I be looking forward to the Great Western Express remaster when it releases? Yeah, that'll be good. That certainly will be good. Sort of breathe a bit of life into the Great Western route again. Nice, Callum, nice. Whereabouts are you on it? Are you behind us, in front of us? I suppose probably behind us. Unless you knew what service I was going to do before I started. Cheers, Dave. Cheers, David, cheers. Well, thanks for coming into standard class. We'll try our best. I say we as I try my best. 3 minutes have the corrosion issues as they've been used on the Ayrshire coast since their introduction until the 334s were introduced. Was that the salt air getting on them? Or salt getting on them? Yeah, cheers David. Very nice, yeah. Right, we got the warning for the 60 coming up. Probably have a green here. Yeah, we had a green, didn't we? Yeah. Slow down a bit quicker. There we go. Actually, every speed on this route has a warning board to it, or mostly has a warning board. So it's quite sort of simple. Hey Daniel, how are you doing? Welcome in. Am I looking forward to Birmingham to Crewe? Well, a modern day UK route on the West Coast Mainline, yes, with loads of layers as well. Yeah, if you have a double yellow at this signal, you're coming into the down loop platform at Newton Abbot. Or it should be coming into the down loop. As most of the time you get a red signal at the end of the platform at Newton Abbot. So we might have a double yellow round here. Well, it seems to be the case that you get one at most times. Nice developer. Yeah, I've got double yellow. Whether that's how it would be in real life. So we should be going into the down main platform. Well, we will be going into the down main platform at Newton Abbot. Will New Street be busier in the new route? I'd imagine so, as you'll have, well, a lot more trains. Oh, so it'd be good to get Soho Depot as well. Right, single yellow. Good to hear that. Waking up, blimey. Oh yes, you do your nights, don't you? Do you not sleep as soon as you get home, Daniel, or do you stay up then? That's what I do on nights. I haven't done nights in ages, fortunately. Just get home from work and go straight to bed. Yeah, not sure if there's a separate marker here for the 5-coach IET, because the IET has its own separate stopping boards. Looks like we'll just go down the end. So you've got the 4 to 5 there, but that's not the IET one's at the end. So we'll go down to this one. It has Harrison, yeah. You shouldn't get a fault every 2 seconds now. Nice, Callum, nice. And here we are, this is Newton Abbot. Got the signal already. Lovely, and we're on time as well, which is nice. I don't actually where it wanted us to stop there. But yeah, there's no sort of 5-coach marker for the IET, so we'll just go to this one. Oh, fair enough, Daniel. I couldn't do that after nights, I have to go straight to sleep. And wake up at about sort of 1-ish, 2-ish. Nice dear mapper. And after this we're on to Totnes, and then Totnes we get the basically half-hour gap to Plymouth. Not sure why these lights aren't on, they should be on. That one's on. And that one's off. These are body side indicator lights, or external orange hazard lights, as they're now called. Body side bill lights, much easier. So it should be on because the doors are open. Because when they go off, that's when that coach is locked, so you're ready to go basically. Although even with the doors shut, they could still be on if they were unlocked, the doors. Right, let's get the doors shut and then make our way up and over the banks. Oh, hang on. So yeah, Totnes. So it'll be 60, then it'll come down to 55. Let's get a shot of this leaving. It is Callum. Pretty easy as well. With actually just a power brake controller. A stark contrast to driving the HST on here. And there it goes. Onwards and upwards. Totnes. So straight up to 60. And yeah, it does come down to 55. Sort of just, well, nearer to Totnes. You love the Riviera line? It's good, isn't it? I mostly drive the bit between Exeter and Paignton. I haven't been over to Plymouth that much because it's like out the way, isn't it, Plymouth? Like Paignton to Exeter is what, 40-45 minutes, sort of perfect. And if you go over to Plymouth, it's like an hour 10 minutes. So I thought I'd reserve this long run for stream. Yeah, it's just long otherwise. On the Ayrshire coast, there's a mothballed station, IBM, there's Demonic, oh I see. Well, there's a few on this route which are closed down. Currently your favourite route, awesome. As we make our, there goes the Paignton branch down there, or really the Kingswear branch. Off that goes. And then yeah, we should then start climbing up quite steeply. Oh, hello. What are you doing? What's that? Was that a double-headed fault? Yeah, look at that. Wow. Not sure why the Mark threes. Yeah, why did they look so blurry? What was that all about? Oh, yeah, Mark threes, aren't they, these ones? Hang on, are they? Yeah, Mark threes. I don't know why I was getting mixed up with the coaches. Yeah, Mark threes. I think. Why I don't know why is it all blurry? Why has it got like a memory leak issue? There's a 47. Oh, they are Mark threes, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, Mark III ATS. With a 47 on the back, that's quite cool to see. That's one of the rail tour services, which are seasonal. So if you did this service, say in April, you might not see it. But as we've got this set to October, you see it. Nice, Callum. Hello, Lee. Will you be wrapping up? Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will be. We'll redirect you over to the Dovetail stream. Nice to him up. Hey, Laserjet, 30 months, much appreciated. How you doing? Welcome in. Our man from the west. How you doing, Laserjet? You gotta be careful. You really gotta watch your speed up here, though, because the gradient changes quite sort of quickly. Definitely the best in the game. And then we get up to a tunnel up the top here, and it drops down. That was the Devonian double tour, which is you got a warning for a 55 there. So you don't have to remember where the speed limits are on here. There's a warning board for like every one. Actually, apart from the 55, if you're coming on the upline from Tor to Newton Abbot, you don't get a warning for that. Good to hear, good to hear. 60 months, Daniel, much appreciated. I think you are the longest member, all the way back at like September the 20th, 2020. So much appreciated, Daniel, as well. Very lovely of you. Crazy, isn't it? 5 years. 5 years and a month since we've had ads and members. Crazy. Half a decade. Let's get another little shot of the train going past. We're sort of on the slower part of the route now. I suppose you could say less scenic as well, although still quite nice. Sort of the foresty, hilly part of the route. But there's not really much going on. Cool. But that doesn't seem that long, does it? And that was, yeah, just after the release of Train Sim World 2. Which doesn't seem that long ago, but it is long ago. Yeah, here's the tunnel, and then the gradient drops off the other side, and you start going downhill for a bit. One thing which would have been cool to see on this route, because you've got a few rail tours which go down onto the Dartmouth Steam Railway. Do any rail tours go onto the South Devon Railway, which I think is the one at Totnes? Are there any rail tours which sort of slide off there? You're really enjoying this route more than West Somerset Railway, but West Somerset Railway is a close second favourite. Fair enough. I don't think many people would share that same opinion, West Somerset being their second favourite, but fair enough for you. As you're sort of close to the area. Riviera, West Coast Mainline South and BML, nice. That's a good selection of routes there. Zenith, much appreciated, 13 months. Again, all very nice, yeah. So we'll have a single yellow relatively soon, and that will be for the approach control coming into Totnes. So if you're not stopping at Totnes, you won't get a single yellow. As it sort of loops off at Totnes. Although, as the signal blocks are quite long on this part of the route, the signal sort of protecting Totnes, you don't have to slow down right away going past this one. Should be coming up fairly soon. Still have the 7-hour service. The 7-hour service on Manchester. What's that one? I assume that must be a bug. A 7-hour long service. Like the longest. What is the long? That's a good question. What is the longest service on Train Sim World? possibly one of the US freight routes. Or could it be, could be the East Coast Mainline actually. You get those 2-hour runs. Or Castle Würzburg if you're doing a freight train. You get those like 2-hour runs. Yeah, what is the longest service you can do on TSW? When I was saying that, you've got the Antelope Valley line, that's got about 2-hour long services. Is that West Cornwall locally? Not a lot really. Although now we've got the 802 and the Voyager, it would be really nice to see the West Cornwall local route modernised. Because at the moment it's a dead route. Set in the 90s, it's dead. Well, not that the 90s were dead, but just in general, the route in the game, that route is dead. West Cornwall local. I think if you modernised it, then you get the double track between St Austell and Truro. You get these trains on there. Be a lot better than sort of that old 150, which, yeah. Yeah, West Cornwall local remastered would be great and modernised. Going in the new year from Glasgow to Inverness, bag ride on the HST before retirement, nice. When are they actually being retired, the Inter7 City HSTs? Is that long or soon? Nice, oh, we might have that one then, potentially. Come on, single yellow, I'm waiting to see you. West Cornwall, yeah, don't really like much about that route. And the scenery's pretty meh. The trains are pretty meh. Here we are, here's the single yellow. Yeah, I think a modernised West Cornwall local would do wonders. Voyager, 802, Castle class HST, can't really get much better if you modernised it. So we had the single yellow, but the next signal's actually not, well, it's quite a bit further along, so you don't have to slow down straight away. And obviously if you know this route better than me, you'll probably be able to... I'm slowing down already, but only a little bit. Hey, there's Amanda, welcome in. There's a big cucumber there. They're 9-coach ones. Under 2 months, wow. Well, I doubt I'll be getting out to the West Country in 2 months. Retired by the end of the year. Sad stuff. Got about 40 at the moment. Again, this signal will be red, and then we get close to it, then it should then change. Ah, that's not a good deal, Malappa. I slowed down too early again. There's a 60. We just don't drive this part of the route enough to sort of know the... whereas Paignton to Exeter, I know that bit really well. This bit not as well for the signals. You can do that. I've not tried that, Major Jet. Then, I don't think so. Oh, that's the marker, isn't it? Yeah, there's the position light signal down there. So we are now coming up to Totnes. You got the little grids there. Now you should see there's the AWS magnets. The signal is right around this corner here. No, it could. There you go. It's green already, I think. Yep, it's green with the junction indicator. As we're coming into Totnes. So you'll see the South Devon Railway to the right hand side in a second, which runs here, Buckfastleigh. I think that's what, yeah, that's the place. That goes off. There's actually the whole station there, but you can walk to the station, but there's no, you can't, there's no spawn point there. If you wanted to go and have a little look. It's just coming up soon. Just leaving work, nice. Yeah, there's the railway there. You've got a couple of Mark 1s in there. And you can actually see a Class 33 in there as well. That's one of the other heritage railways on the route. Right, this is Totnes. Not sure if we've had the announcement go off yet. Right, will there be a separate 5-coach marker for us? Probably not, as it's not not the longest of platforms. Probably right down the end here. And yeah, I think it's going to be right down the end. Again, there's a 4 to 5 car stop, 4 to 6 car stop, but the IETs have their own separate markers. But where does the game want us to stop? That wants us to stop there, but we'll go down the end. In fact, no, let's stop here. I don't think there is an IET one at this one. Okay, we'll stop here.
This is Totnes.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, not sure if there's meant to be one at this station. The sort of class 800 stop marker. But this will do. I think there's one on, there's one on the other side. See that? No, it's class 800 or class 80X, 9 to 10. I think you should have them on all of them. Is there a 5 for that one on that side? No. Oh, you meant to have a 5-coach one. Anyway, let's get the door shut. Hello. Robloxy. Let's get the door shut. Technically, the full name of the South Devon Railway Station is Totnes Riverside. Amanda, take notes. I think they've done it up to like 10 years now. You can do the badges too. Right, it's Plymouth next.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to Penzance. We'll be calling at Plymouth, Liskeard, Bodmin Parkway,
And all the various stations.
Truro, Redruth, and
Awesome, the Emelapper. Love the 222s, lovely trains.
The
And Meridians.
station is Plymouth.
Oh, is there? It's meant to be, okay. Maybe they'll add that at some point. And would you have a 5-coach marker as well, LaserJet? Or Great West Photography? Yeah, should you have a 5 marker as well? Right, now we start climbing steeply up the next bank. On our last long stretch to Plymouth. I mean, this bit goes on for ages. As we head on up. As that light starts to fade. Hasn't changed. Yeah, see you, LaserJet. Have fun. Right, up we go. So 60 miles an hour, which it stays at 60 all of the way until after Ivory Bridge, and not too long after Ivory Bridge we then drop off the face of the earth down into Plymouth. Oh, Voyager, and it goes up to 80 there. Double Voyager, nice. Ah, I've got you now. So it's missing then. Hopefully they can be added, as quite important for this route which has IETs. As we climb up and up and up and up. Certainly looks rather orange, doesn't it? The sky's orange, the trees are all orange. Proper autumn. Which doesn't really... Autumn actually probably is one of the best looking seasons in Train Sim World. Thing is though, I never... Literally, once we're into sort of November, December time, I'll just sort of... in TSW, I just try and follow the real life seasons. So if I'm doing a video in March or whatever, I'll just probably set the game to March. So the only time I actually get to see autumn is, well... Oh, hello. Is sort of this time of year. Because we never really do it otherwise. It does look really nice in the game though. Cool. Why is the FPS at 38 here? It's a bit random. We're sort of in the middle of nowhere and the FPS is dropping down. Unless there's another train coming along. Maybe. Unless it's all the trees. But we've got 53 people watching, so thanks all for coming in on this Tuesday evening. Again, once we get to Plymouth, that will be it, but it will then send you over to the Dovetail game stream, which starts in about half hour's time, 35 minutes, and that's going to be the preview of the new portion of the West Coast Mainline. So I suppose, yeah, after this, it'll take you over there, and then get your snacks and tea or whatever, and then, yeah, get ready for that. But yeah. Although I don't think leaf fall is actually simulated on the game, is it? Or is it? Don't really get any wheel slide, or you get wheel slip on here occasionally. Just left Long Eaton on your way to Derby. Nice. Chase her up. I'll try. Cool. It is crazy that how leafs do affect trains. Like the other day there was a train cancelled and the reason was because of slippery rails, and you look at it and you think, what on earth, slippery rails have cancelled a train? But it is pretty serious. I suppose, yeah, trains are so heavy they sort of crush the leaf and all the sort of juices of the leaf go onto the railhead, so it sort of creates a sort of slippery paste, which is why in autumn you see those jet trains going around, sort of the trains with jets on them, water jets, to sort of blow off the juices of leaves. They do something at peak time. They do. I think you don't fit on the platform, do you? I suppose you could do it, yeah. Have a little shot. You've got to bring out the whole HCT, yeah. Cool. Yeah, because there was a notice for drivers down here. I always like read some of the drivers' bits and pieces, and it was like lethal season has begun. So instead of going into step 1, it's like go to step 2 straight away in brakes for the Electrostar. So then you sort of commence optimal braking or whatever. Yeah, straight to step 2. Waterjet trains equals railhead treatment trains. The waterjet trains. I love that. I love the one they renamed, the multi-purpose, the MPV. I don't know what region it was in, but they renamed it to Control Alt Delete. I thought that was quite amusing when they announced that. Yeah, one of the names for the MPVs. Imagine an MPV in this game. That would be cool. You prefer the EMT one over the GWR one? Fair enough. All we're missing is the Valenza. Imagine that, a Valenza HST on CSW. That would be cool. Maybe like Just Trains could do that, because they're into their sort of backdated stuff. Yeah, we got the MTU HST, which is the Great Western one, the VP185, which is on the Midland Main Line. All we need is a Valenza. Now that would be cool. That light certainly is fading now. And I've been told by a real life driver who comes in that on these trains it's really weird because at daytime you have full headlights on, and when it gets dark you put dim headlights on. It's like, what? But yeah, so when you're at daytime have the full lights on, and at night time, when it gets dark, put the dim lights on. Seems a bit weird, but that apparently is the way it is in real life. It is Sam, yeah. The screaming one. Which got, I think, replaced in 2010. Or entirely replaced by 2010. HSTs with buffers. They're cool, aren't they? I love HSTs with buffers. They're the ex-Grand Central ones. They're so cool. I feel like I prefer the ones with buffers more than sort of the standard HST. I don't know. Good question. HST with buffers or without buffers? What do you prefer? I think they look rather nice with buffers. No, it shouldn't be too far off Ivy Bridge, although we're not stopping at Ivy Bridge, so we don't have to worry about that today. Intercity Raspberry Ripple HST or Valenta engines for Carlisle to Preston. That would be nice. Hello Train Games, how are you? Welcome in. So my marker for Ivy Bridge, although we're not stopping at Ivy Bridge, there's like a funnel or a factory. There's some sort of chimney, which we'll see. Once we see that, we're not too far off. Although at night time, that wouldn't really be any good of a marker. Oh wow, lovely. You got presented a watch at work of your choice. Go for the Rolex. For 25 plus years working at the bakery. Awesome, Daniel. Are you one of the longest people there, or is there someone longer? So as the owner or whatever. Awesome, hello Daniel. See you, Amanda. Thanks for coming in. Have a safe journey. Without buffers. Dynamic Lines is a lovely livery. Didn't they get rid of it? Because like the what was it? Like the whatever with the vinyl or whatever was like leaking down onto the bits below. That was the reason, wasn't it, for getting rid of the dynamic lines on the power car? But yeah, the vinyl or whatever was all leaking down, something like that. It's gonna be good, Ash. It's gonna be good. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be good. I mean, all aboard studios, they've got some. Well, it looks very good. Yeah, it looks very good, especially for sort of the first route as well. Quite funny you mentioned that, Donuts. I actually watched a video on that just the other day by, what's the guy's name? He does loads of like documentaries about trains and transport. Begins with R and then like the second name begins with V. Yeah, does some really good documentaries on that stuff. Hello Odin, still not got any new routes yet, only the free upgrade and the old DLC. Fair enough. I suppose you'll get, have you got Great Western Express? I suppose once the update for that comes out, you'll be able to download that. Yeah, I think it was something to do with the vinyl on it, or whatever they used to paste the dynamic lines on it. Kept like on the power cars, it sort of kept basically just screwing up. You chose an Apple Watch. Oh, nice. Almost slightly longer. There it is. That's my marker there for Ivy Bridge. Although we're not stopping there. But yeah, this sort of funnel here. And then there's like 3 or 4 over bridges. Yeah, see you, Daniel. Have a good shift. Nice, Sam. Hello, what's that? The Lee Archer, how you doing? Welcome in. So that we just need to be careful of money. We'll probably still only UK stuff going forward, fair enough. I mean, there's so much choice now, isn't there, for UK stuff, and there's all the third parties and stuff. Plenty of it. Nice, and a kill, of course. Nice, Sam. Yeah, this is Ivy Bridge, which we're not stopping at. I think it's the Penzance to Cardiff services which stop here, which every hour or so. How orange it is though, it's like proper orange now. There's one there. I wonder if that's stopping at Ivy Bridge. Slowing down, so maybe. Yeah, it must be. It's going pretty slow. Yeah, that's true now, yeah. You got West Coast Main... yeah, you've even got Spirit of Steam, which is West Coast Mainline in the 50s. Yeah, you got 50s, 80s, and, well, modern day. Brilliant. Your TSW collection is pure UK. So you've gone from sea level to up here. Look at this though. Look at that. This game can look really good sometimes. Just left Newton Abbot, nice. So quite far behind them. I did. It's Archer, isn't it? X Chubby Squids. Oh no, was it King Carrot? I can't remember. On to Totnes now. Yes, yeah. Yeah, the only thing about that is I sort of hope that we get an upgraded East Coast Way with the new lighting. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does look like quite an old route now in the game, East Coast Way. Maybe that could be something Riviera could do. Let's sort of upgrade East Coast Way. Nice, David. Nice. Yeah, Overshap is great. I assume that was Blackpool branches. Yeah, both of those are brilliant. And with the Pacer as well. I mean, that's fantastic. What about the 86 as well, David? Or have you already got that? That's just because we've got someone else called Archer as well. King Carrot, there we go. I got it. That is true, he's killer, yeah. And also the person who makes the title, the person who works for Rivet, Tyler, is the one who released the mod for East Coast Way about a year ago now. The East Coast Way timetable mod, which I suppose is now being sort of made official with the 171 and 377/free pack. So that is very good. Oh, BML remaster, yeah, that would be wow. That'd be special. Got the 86, the Pacer is very fun to drive, yes. Yeah, it's really exciting what Just Trains are doing. They're sort of sticking to that area, aren't they? Sort of in the northwest. Sort of building out quite a nice network. That's sort of similar to what they did on Train Sim Classic with the Midland Mainline, but all of those routes were merged together. But I suppose on TSW you might not really be able to do that. Yeah, exciting what they're doing. I mean, just think, you know, in the next few months we'll be able to drive all the way from Carlisle down to Birmingham. Well, I suppose you could even say down to Bromsgrove if you want to include that bit even further south. It's just a shame that the Manchester Airport commuter route doesn't go to Crewe, because then you could then technically do Birmingham all the way up to Manchester. But it's just that little gap from Alderley Edge to Crewe. Well, it's not a little gap, but... Nice donut, nice. There is plenty of King Carrot, plenty. Yeah, it's David, yeah. Same here, 1986, Preston down to Crewe. And I think we're getting the Class 20 with that as well. But in BR Blue. I do, I'm sort of hoping, I mean, it must be doing well if they keep doing it. Sort of the backdated stuff. Just think we're not getting far off now. A whole West Coast Mainline. So it's West Coast Mainline North, which would just be what Carlo up to Glasgow, which is quite a stretch, and West Coast Mainline South, extending that from Milton Keynes to Birmingham, and then maybe Trent Valley as well. And then you've got the full West Coast Mainline in the game, albeit across different eras, but still. Whereas East Coast Mainline, it's literally just Doncaster to Peterborough at the moment. Someone started doing the ECML. Nice, know it. They do, yeah. Don't want to overcharge it or whatever. Lovely, King Carrot. Right, up to 80 now. We're finally out of that. Literally, that whole bit of lights was 60. The 60 mile an hour bit. Now we can speed up. And we also go really steeply downhill now as well. So we're not too far off Plymouth. Because in these trains, this terrain's easy. But if you're doing a steam train or even like a 47 or something, you might struggle up here a bit. So probably should have done a little brake test actually, shouldn't we? I'd imagine the drivers do that in real life. They do a little brake test before going over the top and then down the hill. Awesome, David, awesome. Sort of a perfect era route then, those JT ones. Lovely. Your local line got a TSR on it, 50 miles an hour for stonking ages. That'd be nice, donuts. That would be nice. It's exciting the routes coming out for the TSW6. So we got the German one, was it Stuttgart to Helblon or something like that? That seems like a pretty cool one. So yeah, West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe, the other West Coast Mainline Preston to Crewe. Yeah, lots of exciting things. So we got the 90 coming. Lots of exciting stuff. Ah, 91, yeah. I wonder if ATS will do the 91, considering they're doing the 90. I wonder if after that they then do the 91 for the ECML. Sort of seems like the natural thing to do. I've never forgotten. I'll give it a month or so. So I'm off for 9 days, so I thought I'd get a haircut before, so they can grow back a bit before I go back. When is the Welsh Pacer coming? No date for that. Yeah, no date for that. Can't be far off though. It's going to be cool though, because that gives you the whole new service pattern for Cardiff City. Like, for the Corriton services apparently go to Radda, which is yeah, going to be quite a shake-up. Milton Keynes we do, yeah. Right, coming down to 60, which we're almost at already. And we'll be going on the River Plym in a sec. Super the ECML 91s, that would, yeah. Or maybe they just do a whole new route with a 91 and it could then layer on to Doncaster, Peterborough. Right, almost at journey's end. Almost there. Been really nice though, and thanks all for coming in. And again, once we end, stay in because it will take you over to the Dovetail Games stream. They're going to be starting at 7 PM, so in just 20 minutes. Doing the new West Coast Mainline. $70 for a little bit, then I think it's down to 55, or is it 60 then? 55. Not sure. Oh, West Coast Mainline South, I believe, Lee. Sure are, King Cat, sure are. She was in early, actually. Yeah, the 90 is going to be on the West Coast Mainline South. I doubt it would be on the West Coast Mainline, the JT ones, because I think they're set in 1986, which is just before the 90s came into service. So, yeah, West Coast Mainline South for sure. So it's probably the West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe as well, I'd imagine. Or actually, maybe, or maybe not. Do the 90s still run? Because I think no, that's, yeah, no. Yeah, I'd assume the 90 you probably would see it on West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe. But I think the base route's going to be West Coast Mainline South. Cheers, King Carrot. Nice, Sam. Let's just set 60 along here. Like, it goes up to 70, but just set 60. We killed the upper. That's a 60. And then it comes down again, then it's then 25 miles per hour into Plymouth. Not sure, no. Someone probably know that. Cool. And yeah, 25 starts at the end of the tunnel coming into Plymouth. So I'll just let it naturally slow down. Cool. Mark 4 on West Coast Mainline. Nice. Right, down to 25, which starts, I think it's actually just as we come out of the tunnel. Should see the 25, where is it? There it is, there. That's so really in the dark. Platform 6 at Plymouth. I'm still not too sure on my platform numbers at Plymouth.
We are now approaching Plymouth.
Looks like we're coming across here. I think platform 4 is the main one. Yeah, so we don't really come down to Plymouth that much. Look at the sky though. Yeah, platform 4. I think platform 4 is the main platform, which you can go 25 into. Never come into 6 though. So it might have said we went up, went down a bit quick there. Yeah, Peterborough to Doncaster. I mean, it's a fun stretch considering it's like 125 miles an hour the whole way. But then ECML South would be a lot nicer, a lot busier. So it must be what, the one opposite the Voyager, that must be 6. Yeah, I think it's 4, which is the main. Yeah, 4 is the one over there, which you usually come into. For some reason, we're coming into this one. Even though this one goes through to Penzance. It's just being different. There's the Voyager though. Out of service. Well, that's going to be everybody for this stream. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Again, I will send you over to the Dovetail Games stream, which will be starting in just about 15 minutes now, so enough time to get a nice cup of tea or some biscuits or whatever. So yeah, the preview of the new West Coast Mainline. Again, don't know if there's an IET board here. I don't think so, so we'll just stop. Or is there one? No, there isn't. So we'll just stop down here in 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I don't think there is a board for the IET. So this will do here.
This is Plymouth.
There we go.
This is a Great Western.
Cool, we made it. Well, that is, yeah, that's it, everybody. Hopefully, actually, let's see how we did. We'll do the little debrief in a second. Oh, we're late as well, great. Not sure where we've incurred that time. There you go, not too bad at all. You can see we went probably just over, what was it, the 60 there? Yeah, literally just. And then, yeah, we had to sort of come down quite quickly for the 15 coming into 6 here at Plymouth. But yeah, 52 miles almost across the full route on this lovely autumnal evening. But yeah, that's good for me. Links usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. And yeah, do stay in because it will just take you over to the Dovetail Games stream, which starts in about 14 minutes now. And thanks to David for becoming a member as well. See you all and take care. Bye guys.